Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Primal Magic. This is the first episode that I am recording after I finished editing it. Man, editing is hard. I part of me wants to actually explain roughly how I progressed through it, because I know quite a few YouTubers will actually just sit there and say editing's hard, but I realize a lot of them don't really go through their process. So I just figured, you know what? Why not do that? However, that might come later, because there was also, I realized I was going to start up this for breaking spells, and then I got entirely distracted. But, so I think, yeah, I'll go ahead and start on this, and then just as I'm running around doing random stuff that probably would otherwise get time skipped, or I would feel bad about time skipping, I'll just talk about my editing process there. But first, we got this one. I read through that one at a later point, or at an earlier point. my brain's happy right now, because currently the first episode is up. The other two are edited. I mean, by the time you're seeing this, they'll be out. But currently the first one's up, and it did really good by my standards. So that has provided extra encouragement to do this. So just, if my mind's all over the place, it's because happy thoughts. My brain is too energized to focus on a single thing. Anyways, the discipline of sorcery is now open to me. This will allow me to use mana to change the world to my will, at least within the structure of the spells I can research. I've created a new section for it under the main index of my grimoire, and can find more information there. So yeah, we go over here. I think I'm getting the hang of the basics of sorcery. It's all about visualizing the effect one wants to see, shaping mana to fit that form, and then unleashing it. The bad news is that casting a spell through pure force of will has so far proven impossible. Fortunately, I have tools to work with. I've learned how to freeze my visualization of a spell in my mind and then capture that vision in written form on a scroll. I can then take that scroll, speak a simple word of power, and unleash those energies on demand. The scroll will be consumed, but that's a small price to pay. As for what kind of spell to cast, I decided to first go with an incantation with which to defend myself. By channeling earth mana, I can create a damaging burst of energy that will also propel the target away from me. Curiously, players like myself seem very resistant to sorceress attacks, taking only half as much damage as another creature would. I imagine this is because they are very powerful. You'll see when I start doing it, but they can do a whole lot of damage. So far, the range of my spells is limited to what I can touch, which isn't ideal, but will do for now. I can also channel the energy of a spell through my own body, but obviously that's not a great idea to use a damaging spell like this. To create a spell, I'll need to use a spellcrafting altar, like the one I've just designed. Placing a blank spell scroll on the altar, I'll be able to select what type of spell to make, for example, a touch spell, and what payload it should carry, for example, earth damage. I suspect I'll also be able to select ways to modify the spell once I learn more, but for now, that's it. Once the characteristics of the spell are settled, I will have to take a wand and place it on the altar, and use it to spend mana to scribe the spell out onto a scroll. I suspect there are a wide variety of types of spells I'll be able to cast with more experience, so I'd better get practicing. As we see, spell payload Frost. Presumably I can use sea mana to cast damaging spells in addition to earth mana. I wonder what form it'll take. And the spell payload Lightning. One of the most iconic attack spells in lore is the Lightning Bolt, right? Let's see if I can recreate that with sky mana. Honestly, I'm probably mostly going to go with earth mana, because I've got an earth thing right over there. But we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, there's also, I need to actually build more of this. But not right now. I'm becoming a sorcerer. See, this is spell scroll, and a spell crafting altar is actually pretty simple.
Where's sugarcane? Right there. I always forget I can't make spells on a crafting table. Maybe I'll actually avoid walking across the campfire. That's another thing I noticed while I was editing, how often I did that. Because every time I heard the fire sound, I got worried for a second. I didn't have Minecraft open or anything, because
When editing, I decided I'm only going to have that software as my focus. I will admit I occasionally do pull up solitaire or something during parts that I plan on speeding through, but still, which reminds me, I was going to talk about general process of editing for me. Essentially, since I record all in one VOD, it's pretty easy to, or I can pretty much just ship that directly into the software. Then I watch through the entire thing. The only part I have ever not watched through as raw footage is that bit of fishing, because that was painful to do. I didn't want to know how painful it would be to watch it. But anyways, you see, I watched through it, leaving little markers like, okay, yeah, we're gonna start a fast forwards here. We're gonna, for the dark sections in the cave last episode, we're gonna up the brightness here, down it here, in fast forwards, stuff like that. Then once I've done, and the entire time I'm leaving the little editing Kraz comments. Say hi, editing Kraz. I I just said that and had the thought. Imagine I do it again, because during second episode,
I was like, hey, hopefully editing class is nice for you. And then later I said, I said, in editing, when I was watching that, I was like, I'm not, or I don't, or something like that. And then immediately after I typed that up and started watching a little bit, I see where I ended up reading the part where I said, this is where editing class comes in and says I didn't. I'm like, I completely forgot I did that. That was awesome.
yeah. Then once I have edited all the little clips together, I will simply watch through them all, putting in additional little comments, as if I think about it, and maybe cutting additional parts out. Anything that I edit, I make sure to rewatch as part of the edited thing. But this results in, say, an hour of footage, about 5 hours of editing. And really, compared to a lot of content creators and people who make videos, I do a very small amount of editing. I cannot imagine what the average person does. But still, honestly, my mind was not expecting the amount of editing I was going to need to do, and on the off chance that this channel does become big again, I say again, it was never really big, but on the chance that this channel explodes, and becomes big, I want people to be able to know what it is like. Just so you know what you're getting into.
And definitely, especially based on the performance of the last episode, it's worth it. Because compare that with most of my earlier stuff, and the difference is crazy.
Yeah, here's our spellcrafting altar. I'll simply set it right here. I need to go make another scroll, though. Let's see. There it is. Sugarcane. And we craft another scroll. Let me also... Okay, that's probably later. I was just thinking of something else that I get that is nice to have. I put my wand in here, the spell scroll there, and my options for spell type are health or touch. I get more later, but those are the only ones I've got now. And then for payload, I've only got one, which is earth damage. And single power, the lowest I can do, 7 damage. It's got a 1.5 second cooldown, but still 7 damage. I raise up 10 damage for 3 earth mana. There's not very much in the wand, or there's not very much, and the fact that currently it is only a single use. But still, I could bulk make these, and that is crazy. Yeah, we'll go ahead and make that. And you can see it did drain the mana from my wand, but... I've got that, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do the most I can do right now is different spell payloads and wanting inscription, which requires advanced wand making, which is from mana weaving. So I think I actually am going to start working towards. Oh no, mana weaving. I'm gonna start working towards this stuff, which advanced wand making. I have spent the mana. I need another observation, which I don't wanna right now. But I did end up thinking, I'm probably going to end up doing this. Well, I'm going to have to wait a little bit before I can, because it's a create contraption that requires brass. But I'm thinking at some point I'm going to set, like, right over there, I'm going to set up a mob farm with deployers automatically punching things. Because since I've got create enchantment industry, so anytime a deployer kills a mob, it gets or drops a experience chunk, which goes into the deployer, and I can drain that out. So I can build up a massive stockpile of experience chunks and just grab it whenever I want it. Saves me from having to fish, which, yes, fishing can give me some good loot, but just sitting there silently, waiting, I mean, that I wanted to watch that less than I wanted to watch myself quarry mining. Which, oh yeah, let me go ahead and remove these. I'll study this one. See, I think, yeah, let me go ahead and see what else I can. I'm gonna hold off on and killing the fishing rod until I can get a better one. But yeah, crafting table, I can throw that in. See, you know what? Gold, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that one. Oh, I never did lapis. And we'll throw you in. There we go. Complete. Okay, I've thought about this a lot, and I'm certain that it's possible for me to make a better one than what I have now. After studying my grimoire, I've concluded that my next one needs to be made of multiple parts. First, it needs a body, a core. I need something to hold on to after all, and that core has to be more receptive to magic than a simple stick. Second, I need a better way to channel mana into and out of the wand. A pair of metal caps, maybe. Third, it needs a structure to actually hold all of the mana that I want to channel. Something a little ostentatious, maybe? Like a small gem. Each of those parts will require more research individually, but in the meantime, I've put together a design for a table where I can assemble those parts once I have them. I want to see if the gem, if scanning amethyst can get me something else, because I don't want to do diamond. But if I do need to, it's alright. We've got that ore crystals mod. Further study suggests that to hold larger amounts of mana, I want something with a regular crystalline structure. This has the nice side effect of getting to add a little bling to my new wand. After another round of grimoire study, I think I'm going to start by making wand caps out of iron. I have some concerns, but it's what I got. In studying my grimoire, I found mention of a material it calls heartwood. Apparently, it's a special type of living wood that is especially receptive to magic. I think this would make an excellent material for the core of my next wand. I should acquire some heartwood and study it. Unfortunately, heartwood can only rarely be found by chopping down sunwood or moonwood trees. I have no clue how to get these. and if I don't like those odds, there's only one other way to get it. Killing tree folk and ripping it from their chest. They're not gonna like that. See, I will be honest, in the other world where I was messing around with this mod head first, I ended up just creativing in saplings for the other trees. Essentially, I came to the conclusion that if I threw away 8 moon dust, 8 sun dust, and 2 saplings, or like 2 oak saplings, I could get a sapling of each one. And I would like to ask permission from the audience to do that. I still don't want to, and it's going to be a last resort, even if I do get permission from you guys. But it is something I wanted to just make you all aware of. I'm probably going to be going for the killing tree folk option this time around, but we'll have to see. Which, while I'm thinking about it, I know I wasn't really talking about it at all, but just the general chores reminded me of it. Let me go ahead and while that's going on, I think what I'm gonna... Oh no, I would need redstone for that. Okay, here's the plan. While that's going on, I'm gonna go mining. Probably gonna fast forwards. We'll see if I end up getting in any mortal danger or anything. Of course, I'm gonna have to brighten it up, even with the fast forwards. But, oh, I do need torches, which means I need more coal, which... Alright, yeah, I'm gonna run around, do some stuff. I'm probably gonna time skip it again. We'll see if I'm in mortal danger at any point or anything. And lights on. Go ahead and pick this up. That's more diamond right over there. I'm gonna have to break the timestamp because there's more right here. Time skip, not timestamp. Oh yeah, that's good. So I'd uncover some more signs and yeah, good diamonds. All right. This earlier is why I wonder if it's a tag thing, because just those models don't look like they were made or like checked with human eyes, but I'm not sure because I mean it's all the ores from mystical agriculture that do that, but we'll find. I was about to say we'll find out. No, unless I can get into contact with the mod author, which is not something I feel like really looking into at the moment, or probably not. I mean, I wouldn't if the mod author ended up wanting to talk. I obviously wouldn't say no, but I don't feel like reaching out. I'm playing Minecraft. Oh, there. Yeah. Oh, yep, redstone right over there. Alright. Stay calm. Focus. Baby zombie horde! Oh no! Oh no! Back to the water stream! That death counter is not going up again. Oh, man. Wait. Even more diamonds right over there. I am blind in this cave. I mean, not really. The recording before audio is better than or recording before brightness. There we go. Is darker than this. But this is crazy. I've looked in this cave multiple times over. Some in just recording like now, others in editing. I never once noticed those diamonds right there. Alright, time to head back in and start making my way to a safe route towards the redstone. Alright, skeleton first. Uh-oh. I should have made another axe. Alright. Creepers work. Oh, there's the baby zombie swarm. Not without an axe. I completely forgot about you guys. Okay, it's alright. I've got some cobbled deep slate. I've got wood for a crafting table. So I want an axe. There we go. Okay. Where's the baby zombies? Okay, I think I'm just going insane because I thought I heard a third baby zombie. Or I guess a fourth, because there were three, but I killed one and I thought there was going to be another. Yeah, there is another one. Yeah. Two more? Come on, I set the difficulty to normal. Not baby zombie. Okay, here's some redstone I can actually get to quickly. Okay. Alright. I'll uncover a little bit more. Okay. I'll just put this aside. Okay, I'll uncover that much. I only really needed one for this, or for what I'm planning. Worst part is, that baby zombie segment took a little bit, but I'm not sure if I want to speed through it or not. Jukebox backpack head mob. Where are you? Oh, it's a skeleton. Use the creeper to my advantage. No. That's right. Hey, can you go away? Alright. Juke. That was a master juke right there. Hey, no, I made it past you guys. You don't get to follow me down here. You failed your mission. Oh boy. I don't think this is the only time. Yep. Come on, transfer. Quick. Alright. Okay. Baby drowned. Careful. Okay. We're good? Hey, you've got a backpack too, Mr. Creeper. It's not a jukebox backpack, but it's a backpack. Did the jukebox skeleton despawn? Aw. I wanted his backpack, because he had a music disc. I could go get that, creepers. Or maybe I learned from my... Yep, I learned. I learned from my mistakes here. Again, this was supposed to be normal difficulty, not Horde of Monsters. Alright, sun's coming up. I just gotta survive and maybe get these skeletons to shoot the creepers more. I want to go kill those Endermen, but I know I have no chance. Alright. One. Let there be death. Alright, yeah, I'll just throw this bit. Yeah, I got enough iron nuggets to make an ingot again. Oh, I actually technically did need a little more. Well, I had raw iron, but I didn't have enough smelted iron for what I wanted to do. Let me also... Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more preparation. This is most likely going to be time skipped as well, because I'm going to actually cook all of this. It's not much better than the carrots, but it's better. So yeah. First, I'm going to go deal with that creeper before any time skips start. Maybe. Yeah, I need to clear out the creepers. Is that jukebox or just passive music? I think that's just background. Okay. Okay, let's go and put that. and now we can time skip. Or, again, not time skip, fast forwards. Alright. I know I was going to time skip, but I'm just gonna go and hopefully I remember to break it right now. But just explanation on what I'm making. We first gotta make a compass. And then some of you probably already know this, but take these. Nature's compass. I'm going to look. See if perhaps there is like some kind of special forest where I can find the moon and wood and sunwood trees. If so, we're going on an adventure. If not, well, I'll figure it out. Let's see. There's forest. Yeah, I'm not seeing any special kinds of forests. Okay. I'm gonna need that for stuff later, so it's good that it was done, but yeah. Anyways, back to Alright, there we go. And that's probably around the end of the time skip. Alright. See, I have no clue where I can find a bunch of moonwood and sunwood trees. Oh yeah, I was going to also do a little bit of analyzing. So, but unfortunately, since I have no clue where to find it, I think I'm going to go hunting for tree folk again. Well, again, I haven't done it here. But I'm going to go hunting for them. Because I need a better wand. Wait, wasn't there... Yeah, in sorcery. Wand description. Now that I know how to make better wands, I think it's time to leave scrolls behind. I mean, they work, but would it be nice to be able to cast a spell multiple times without having the scroll burn up? This is why I was wanting to get this. I devised a technique for inscribing a written spell onto the core of a wand. This will consume the scroll, but allow me to cast the spell as many times as I can afford the mana cost. A wand can only have so many spells inscribed onto it, determined by the wand's core. Well, hello, and thanks for asking before you surprised me. I can change the wand's active spell list by pressing R by default and selecting a spell from the radio menu. Should I become dissatisfied with my wand spells, I can clear it of all of them by placing it onto a wand inscription table without a scroll. I forgot that you could do that. Yeah, inscription table, pretty easy. Takes a little bit of mana, but it'll be alright. And we also have Apprentice's Spell Tome. This is going to be helpful. Being able to cast spells from wands is pretty great. I just wish they had more capacity. Sure, I could just make more wands, but keeping them all full of mana sounds like a hassle. Maybe there's another way. Spells crafted 2, and requires an observation. I mean, I will say I have found, because you kind of keep all the wands whenever you do upgrades, and I've done a few upgrades in the other one. It's not a bad idea to have like 2 sets, or 2 wands. That way you can have one constantly in a charge, or one constantly with you. Alright, let's go ahead and I've got the sea right here. Yeah, let's go tree folk hunting. And maybe we can find one of those special trees. We gotta keep our eyes out. And editing Krez, honestly, this is probably gonna be mostly time skip, but editing Krez, you better point out if you happen to see one of those trees during the time skip. Dogs. Come on. Wait, I recognize this ravine. We're near where I spawned. Thinking about it, hopefully I can find my way home. You know what? Okay, yeah, spawn's close enough to 0, I know I can find my way home from spawn. You know, I just had a thought. Now I gotta go back and test it. I'm not gonna worry about saying what it is, because going back, I'm probably just gonna time skip, and yeah. Where'd he go? There he is. Oh. Oh. Well, first off, there's a sunwood tree right over there. That is great. Let me go ahead and grab that. I was really wanting a moonwood more than a sunwood, but really I'm gonna want to have both at some point, so go ahead and grab that. And also, Ruin Portal, Silk Touch Axe, Essence Thief. Oh, I don't remember what that enchantment does exactly. Yeah, this is gonna be nice to know where it is. Oh, there's another sunwood tree. And one of those living wood people. Alright. Yeah, we'll chop down the 2 sunwood trees. Then yeah, if they can't actually be found naturally, then my idea is probably not accurate, but... Oh, Waystone. I'll ditch the flint for that. And yeah, I'm sure you guys see that over there. I know I do. We're gonna go check that out shortly. Waystone. Might now. And yeah, there's also a shrine. I'm curious to see what element it's for. Though I don't have my wand with me, so I can't really take it either way. Oh, I'm not sure I like those banners. Yeah, I think I know what this is. We'll come back here later. Right, but Oh, we'll definitely come back here later with all these chests around. Yep, I just heard something. Yep, there they are. Okay, it's another Earth Shrine. I'll leave it be. Yeah, this is from mine colonies. You all catch me. Oh, I can... Huh. Home base. What's this? And clearly they updated the Waystones mod. I'm gonna have to go figure out what all they did. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead and... I don't need this stuff right now, so I'll put it in there. Yes. The Sunwood stuff has a very high sun affinity. I'll go ahead and put this stuff in here. Okay, let's go ahead and read the new chapter on that in here. These magical trees wax and wane over time. During the day, they're fully present, but at night they fade out to near invisibility. They seem strongly aligned with the sun and could prove a useful source of essence for that type. Alternatively, I can make some tasteful decoration with it. The wood loses its phasing properties with too much processing, though. I'm not sure if that means just like when you start crafting, when you make like planks with it, it doesn't work anymore, or it's just like, yeah, eventually you're gonna get stuff like doors, or I guess not really anymore. I'm not sure entirely what it is, but part of me is like, okay, yeah, it's just gonna default to oak at some point. Well, that's been. And I was really wanting the moon because, as you can probably guess, sun has a very high affinity to sun. Moon's gonna have very high affinity for moon. But it's alright. I at least have one, and I can go ahead and study this and go back over here. Oh, mana weaving. Wand core, heartwood. Let's see. Complete. Yes, heartwood will indeed make a suitable core for a wand. Carving and joining two pieces of it should suffice. A heartwood wand core can hold a single inscribed spell. No more. It has no special primal alignments that would affect the mana cost of anything. I can't say I care for working with this material. Finding it in trees is a huge hassle, and I feel bad for those poor tree folk. I don't. They don't bother anyone. I wonder if there's anything else I can make a wand core from that would work better. So yeah, recipe, I can also turn it into charcoal if I want to waste it. But yeah, I'm gonna hold off on actually making the wand with it until because I want to make my wizard robes first. I think now that I know for a fact that these trees naturally spawn, because I guess, oh wait, no, I can't. Here, I'll take a single moon dust and show you what I was thinking and test it out. Essentially, I had the thought, what if these are trees that don't naturally spawn? And the only way to get them is to take like a pre-existing sapling and sprinkle moon dust on it, which clearly does not work. Oh, yeah, I'll leave this one. That's how I can get some spruce leaves later. Oh yeah, I also got potatoes. I should farm those. is still all gonna be watered. Yeah, let me also fill up my bucket. I should have done that already. Alright. Good. I've been putting it off. Let's go ahead and make some additions to the tower. Do I wanna... I won't put decoration on it just yet, but... Go ahead and just... Whole lot of earth dust. Whole lot of cobblestone makes a whole lot of stone. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and... I feel like being fancy with the lighting, so I'm gonna use a lantern. There we go. Yeah, one lantern right in the middle. I mean, it doesn't light everything up, but I think it's not all above 7, but luckily it just has to be above 0 now. And I'm pretty sure it is, so I'm happy. You know what? Who's ready for another time skip? I'm hunting for moon trees now. And we're gonna go that way. There's a village over there. Alright. We'll go check it out. And they've got a waystone. I think I'm gonna leave that one because I've got one at my base already, and I mean this is a short trip anyways, but I'm making it shorter when I want to go visit the village. Doesn't hurt. I'll probably end up taking it at some point, but not right now. No, it's another earth one. Alright, let's see if I can get a quick view of this forest. Any moon trees? There's a sun tree. Moon tree right there. Perfect. I see a zombie. Don't mind me. Oh. That is that 1 hour timer that I had got to make sure I don't record overly long videos. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to head it back over to that village. First, I'm going to kill... skeleton. I'll try it. Kill you. This is not your fight, zombie. No, I can't do this without an axe. I'm sure you guys saw how much health that guy had. I really need to get a damaging spell though. Because one's, well, they've got mana, which I guess yeah, that's gonna run up. That's gonna run out a lot faster than durability, but still. Yeah, we get in this village. I saw a waystone. Yoink, go home. Oh no, they added the XP cost to get. Okay, I'm not sure if that. I'm hoping those numbers aren't levels. I wasn't paying attention to what my XP was before. You know what, editing crowds, figure out how many levels that costed me, because you can look back in the footage. Alright. Let's go ahead and definitely plant you right here. Do some analyzing, and then... Sorry, but I gotta burn you guys up for moon dust. Alright, while that's cooking, go ahead and scans. These well, I mean, it is the exact same time, the exact same as the day ones. Yeah, you can see they produce a whole, or a good bit of moon dust and moon and earth dust. At least a sapling. Yeah, they both do. Yeah, once that's done, I mean, I'm gonna need more for the wand inscription table, but I can make my sorcerer clothes, or my wizard clothes. I'm not sure if I'm a wizard or a sorcerer. I feel like wizard. It is more fitting. Alright. Let's see. Oh. Oh yeah, let me see. Where's the wool? Yeah, wait for that to finish emptying out into the wand. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be patient. Luckily, you guys don't have to be. Time skip time. Imagine, cause while I'm waiting, I can actually. Yeah, I did have extra slabs. I'm gonna go ahead and make a table and the scroll for the inscription. Oh, no, I did. I should probably go ahead and gather all the supplies I need. Let's see. Ow. Alright. There we go. A whole lot of sugar cane. No, is there? No, I'm not seeing any more. Okay. Yeah, that's ready, so I can go ahead and just throw in one. And just while that's cooking, yeah, I'll go ahead and I've got my mundane wand. Need to remember it's there. Go ahead. Apprentices robes. Apprentices leggings. Alright. Then we'll go ahead and, of course, the helmet. And the reason I'm doing this one at a time is you can see when I'm wearing it, the cost goes down slightly. And, of course, apprentices slippers. we go. You know, let me go ahead and just start sorting these. There we go. You can get Earth, Sun, Moon. Yeah. And then I'll start filling you up. Yeah, I now have a full set of armor. It's not very good armor. I'm guessing it's about as good as leather. It's been a while since I've had a full set of leather on, but still, it's a full set of armor. And it makes anything that costs mana a little bit cheaper. Again, not too much, but every little bit counts. Oh, actually put all that in there. See. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just wait on... oh, wait, no, I don't need to, because... Wait. Didn't I have it? Didn't I have 2 planks? I thought I had 2 planks. Where did it go? That's alright. I always forget. Every time. There we go. 1 wooden table. And... You know what? We'll make 2 scrolls. Because that way I can go study this one. Alright. We put in the sun, and then we can put in the moon. You know, we'll go ahead and breed the cows while I wait. Oh, I just remembered. I was going to end the episode. You know what? This is an all right spot to end it. I've got the armor, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna start recording the next one in real quick. Yeah, I'll go ahead and end this episode here. I hope everyone has enjoyed. If so, find a way to let me know. If not, again, find a way to let me know. That way I can do better. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.